Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And MLB falling out of favor with Republicans after moving All-Star game. Not too surprising, obviously. Pissed off a lot of people with this move. Is this move going to fold MLB? Is this move going to end everything? No, of course not. And that's really not what I'm concerned about. But what I am concerned about is just the overall way that baseball is being run. This decision I did not agree with at all. I feel like you're taking $100 million out of Atlanta. You're screwing the fans of Atlanta, the baseball fans, the businesses, the just so many people that were so excited and had that All-Star game. It was supposed to be there in the Atlanta area, and now it's not going to be there, and that's just messed up. I'm sorry, I just disagree with that unless you had a really good reason, and some people say they do. I disagree. I believe that their reasoning was because one political party freaked out and made this movement, and they are really loud. Their voices are super loud, and he caved, and Rob Manfred caved and moved the All-Star game. That's my opinion. The laws themselves, if they were that bad, they would have been quoted. They would be quoted over and over. Rob Manfred would say specifically what about the law is so offensive, and it hasn't happened. Never has happened. What about it is so bad? I have never gotten an answer from that, and I've read the law, but I don't want to get into that again. You can watch my old videos if you want to know how I feel, but you also got to look at other moves that Rob Manfred's making, changing the game, doing this and doing that, trying to change all the rules. Everything that he is doing, I mean, is slowly going. It's not like baseball was, just dominating. Baseball used to dominate. But now with NBA, and obviously, of course, NBA is doing pretty bad right now, too, with some of these moves. But as far as getting political. But, we already know NBA and NFL have kind of taken over in this country, in the United States, as far as, popularity. We know the NFL just, makes ridiculous amounts of money, gets a lot of attention, and, MLB, surprisingly does okay. But, what's going to happen here if stuff like this continues? So right now you can see Democrats more likely than Republicans to hold favorable opinion of all major U.S. sports. Not a surprise. Article states that MLB's net favorability among Republicans fell 35 percentage points from 47 in mid-March to 12 at the end of last week. Here you can see 41, and that's pretty much, still less than half of Democrats hold a favorable view, and this is pretty much probably was always 41. This didn't even go up. This is not going up. Because, the people who were, most of the people, not all, but most of the people who were like really happy about this move and really pushing for this, they don't watch baseball in the first place, okay? 26 independents, 12% of Republicans. Look at NBA, it's in the negatives. I don't know how that's possible. But yeah, you can see right here, 12, lower than NHL, lower than NFL. It is just completely flatlined here, and it's bad. So here we go. Outkicks, Bobby Burack reported earlier this month that MLB Players Association, Tony Clark, said players are ready to discuss moving the summer's All-Star game. He wanted it to be moved. We know that. And he suggested that GOP-sponsored election reform bill is racist against black people, but did not specify exactly why. This is definitely something that's disputed. And something that's disputed you shouldn't rush to judgment and say, we're moving it, because it's not clear what the problem is unless you make it clear. Make it clear. At least have some guts and say, this is why we're moving the All-Star game, because I don't like this line right here of the law, because this is going to cause this, and that is the problem. That's why we're moving. Tell us why. And who knows what else Rob Manfred's going to do. When has baseball made a decision that we're like, yes? When? When has baseball made a decision where we're like, hell yeah, I'm so stoked over this. This is going to be awesome. I love this. When? When they announce we're going to have a season? Oh, thank you so much that you're going to actually exist. That's the best you can do, is exist. That's the best you got. Moving an All-Star game, putting rules that we pretty much hate universally, and just, it's not about making changes. Nothing wrong with making change if change is needed, but just unnecessary changes. Putting a runner at second in extra innings, playing 7-inning games, and make no mistake, I know they say these are for the pandemic. They were discussing this stuff long before the pandemic. This is stuff Manfred wants, and he's only too happy to use the pandemic to shove these things into the game and water down the game and make it more like some kind of local, little league or something, or a local softball league you join, okay? That is not Major League Baseball. They're moving the mound back. Now they're trying some weird experiments with the DH. Now they're trying everything under the sun. This guy thinks it's his job to change the game. And when you add that to the fact that they're getting super political, I'm definitely worried about the future of this sport. Like Tom said on The Godfather, like not now, but 10 years from now, what's going to happen? They keep on getting political and pissing off one political party is one thing. You keep on bringing up dumbass rules is another thing. Changing the uniform, you got the swoosh. When are you going to have? You're going to have, it's going to look like NASCAR soon as well because they're going crazy there. They got to make up that money that they're losing, right? They're losing some money from losing all these fans and all their money. So we got to get some more money from these businesses and corporate sponsors. And who knows? I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm just saying I'm definitely worried about the future of this game. This one move is not going to fold baseball. This one move might not even be hurting it that bad financially. I'm not really sure. According to this article, it looks like it is, but then again, are these hardcore fans, or most of these people who are boycotting real hardcore fans anyway? But I'll tell you this just before I go, I would and have stopped watching something that I'm a super fan of. And just to get off of baseball, that would be Star Wars. I am a huge fan of the original trilogy of the prequels weren't as good. They were pretty crappy in a lot of ways, but they still had a great storytelling. The lore was there, and they were still stuff that I always watched, owned, bought merch. I was such a Star Wars nerd, man, for so many years. Loved that stuff. Loved the movies and everything. And anyway, they've gotten not only have they gotten super political, we know this identity politics everywhere, and I can't really get into all the details, but the bottom line is I stopped watching because their movies are garbage. Garbage. I mean, garbage. Terrible films. So what is my point? My point is I would have still watched if they had whatever political belief they wanted to have, or they pushed this and pushed that, and that's fine. When the product becomes shit, I stopped watching. So if MLB product becomes crap, guess what? I could be out as well. So you get too political, but then when you start changing all the rules too, and it starts becoming unrecognizable on the field, at some point, even I'll jump ship. So MLB better watch the F out.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are down, it's bye-bye, baby. History's in the making at Oracle Park.